Hey, this is a quick tour of the new features in MyUWF 2.0, and as you can see here, I'm logged in to the app now. The app supports not being logged in and using a small subset of our apps, but the login button in the top corner, if you click that, it'll let you log in and you'll see a screen similar to what I see here. Now, if you don't have any favorites yet, this section won't show up. But if you had some favorited items from 1.0, those will be moved over for you, and you'll see them in this list here. By default, apps in MyUWF are displayed in this card view, and so these cards can be displayed in a grid like this. If you want to go to the next page, you can click on the little arrow right here, and you can flick through these. You can also just click and drag, or if you have a touch screen, touch and flick the cards over from left to right to get to more cards. Another thing you can do if you want to change that setting is click this gear right here, and that lets you change the max rows being displayed at one time. You can make it smaller if you'd like to save some space, or you can go to Show All and look at all your favorites at once. I'm going to give you a quick tour across the top. First, you can see, of course, there's a search bar where you can search for apps as you might expect. If I click on that search bar, the search menu comes up and it now shows you a list of the apps that you've visited recently. So you can click on those and go straight to them without having to remember what you were last looking for. If I do want to type something here, I can just type it in the search bar, and the apps will come up that are my results. If the app is already favorited, it'll have a yellow star next to it, just like in the old MyUWF. But something you'll notice here is that MyUWF 2 searches for multiple things, not just apps. So in addition to apps, we can also look for people, departments, and locations. And if you'd like to filter down just to the ITS department, for example, you can click that and it'll only show you department results. And these results come from Campus Directory. I can also click on locations, and these results come from the campus map. If I click on that, it will take me to the campus map and show me that building. If I come back and look, I can see that I just visited this, so that's now on my recently visited items. A couple of things over here. This is a help menu where you can get linked to the documentation for MyUWF, contact the help desk, or fill out a info card, really a ticket for us to get feedback or ask for new features in the app. If you have any notifications, a number will show up here, and you'll see those notifications listed in this area. And then this is your user settings profile. There's a few things you can do in here. Of course, you can log out if you'd like to. There's links to your account, and you can clear that recent history I was just showing you. If you'd like your cards to look more like the 1.0 look, you can turn this feature on, and you can see the compact list mode, which is very similar to how things were arranged in MyUWF 1.0. But they won't have as much information because they're smaller. And then you can choose a look here, a theme. One of our most popular themes is the dark theme, so you can turn that on. And now it's going to have a dark look to it. You can also have a blue theme, or you can go to the default theme, which is more of a light theme. And there is other information on this card as well. I showed you how to go into this favorites and adjust that. A couple other things I can do with my favorites, though. I can adjust how the favorites are sorted. So if I'd like, instead of having them being alphabetically sorted, I can turn this on, and I can adjust how they're sorted, like this. If I turn that back off, they go back to being sorted alphabetically. Now I can also favorite an app, and instead of just having one big favorites list, I can add a list. So if I wanted to add my stuff and make a list called my stuff, that list is there now. And I can choose whether to add it to my stuff, or maybe to both, or just to one. So I've added the calendars app to my stuff now. And I can add other things to it as well. Looking for ITS, I can find maybe the ITS handbook and the ITS Support Center. And once again, this can be sorted alphabetically if I'd like to. And now that I've got multiple lists, I can change the order in which the lists are appearing. So I can move the list up or down. If I want to change the name of my list, I can do that by coming and clicking on the gear again and clicking on this pencil up here, and I can say my great stuff and click save, and that's going to change the name. And if I don't want the list anymore, I can just click the trash can, and by clicking delete, the list goes away. Well, that's just some of the features that MyUWF 2 supports. If you need any more help with this, please contact the ITS Help Desk and we'd be glad to help you make the transition to the new app.